Hello my friends, when we come to talk about the terrifying creatures that lived in prehistoric times, the first thing that comes to our mind is dinosaurs. We forget that water bodies have the largest share of the land area. Creatures lived there more than 75 million years ago, and no matter how terrifying the creatures that live in the oceans today have reached, from sharks, whales, giant squids and predatory fish, so they don't have anything to do with the terrifying sea creatures that lived in prehistoric times. Welcome to the Startled.tv 800 channel. I'm Stefan, but before we start, if you're still new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell so that you can receive our videos first from the button below. With a body resembling a cruise missile, a saltwater fish lived in North America and Europe, known as the Eocene apteron fish, which is the name that paleontologists gave it after discovering its first fossil near Canada, which means in Greek the fish with strong fins. And this is because the thing that distinguishes this fish most is the presence of 4 strong fins at the end of its body, near the tail, and it is strange that they were composed of bones similar to the bones of the shoulders. And scientists began in the first Aphronia wild animal or amphibious. But because of the large numbers of samples they found of this fish, and whose number reached more than 3 damaged samples, they were able to study it well and knew that it was one of the unique fish, which became extinct in the late Devonian period. It means from about 70 million years ago. What made them compare it to a cruise missile or a torpedo is its long oval body shape, which ranges from 1.5 to 2 meters in length. I mean, about the average height of a person, except that it had a wide skull with large jaws, which included a set of sharp teeth, and this is what makes it one of the predatory meat-eating fish. The researchers believe that it was feeding on all the fish that are smaller than it in size. And it used the method of surprise in hunting prey, and this is because its strong fins certainly helped it to swim at great speed in the direction of the prey, so that in 1 second it would remain inside its mouth. In the Permian period, that is, 51 million years ago, the Earth witnessed a mass extinction known as the Great Death, because of which 70% of all terrestrial vertebrates that were living at the time became extinct. 96% of marine creatures disappeared, and one of the few creatures that was able to survive this great extinction is canvas fish, which means in ancient Greek a strange spine fish, and this is because although canvas is classified as a shark, this is due to the shape of its skull close to that of a shark. However, her body was like a huge sea serpent, with strong fins extending the length of the spine, but what distinguished her more is that she had a long, poisonous tooth made of bone, similar to the spine, but coming out of her head. It is the tooth that she was definitely using to defend herself against predators. Because any fish that was trying to eat it, this tooth would have been thrown into its mouth, and if it did not die from the wound that the tooth would cause, it would die from the poison inside it. This type of fish was discovered for the first time in the year 1480 in Germany. And with time I know that she was living in fresh water all over Europe, Asia, Australia, and the United States of America. After studying the excavations of her skull, they noticed that she had teeth similar to the letter V, or the number 7. This means that it was created in a way that allows it to feed on crustaceans and small fish. And all the fossils that were discovered indicate that its length ranged from 1 to 2 meters. And they also expect that its weight was not reduced, and this means that it was moving quickly and very smoothly in the water. So now you have a fast and poisonous fish. It does not have many predators around it. It escaped from one of the greatest extinctions that the Earth has witnessed. A fish like this who makes it extinct in the end? In fact, scientists themselves do not know the reason until now, but they expect that there may have been a strong volcanic eruption, or an asteroid that fell to Earth at the end of the Triassic period, 2 million years ago. The piranha is one of the most fearsome fish in the world. It is the second most exploited fish in horror films, after the shark. And this is despite the fact that it is a small-size fish. The reason for this is the strength of its bite and its ability to smell blood from a few meters away. But if we look at the fossil records well, and go back in time to 10 million years later, we will find that the modern-day piran does not have a need for the monsters of the ancient era. The mega piranha. The mega piranha was about 1.5 meters long and weighed about 10 kilograms, 10 times the weight of today's piranha. And when the researchers discovered its fossil for the first time in the year 1090 AD, they were not able to understand it because the fish in front of them was a predatory beast or a peaceful fish, and this is because all they found was a huge skull with large jaws, in which there were 2 rows of sharp teeth. But what puzzled them was that these teeth had a wide base, like the teeth of peaceful fish. But at the same time, it is serrated and ends in a triangular shape, like the teeth of predatory, carnivorous fish. For this reason, scientists remained confused for years, unable to classify the creature in front of them. Until they discovered another fossil of her in the Amazon, in the 80s of the last century. And it's the fossil that helped them study it well. And in 2009, they made sure that it was a giant piranha that was living in South America, specifically in the Amazon River Basin, in the Miocene era, meaning about 10 million years ago. And her strange teeth are evidence that she was eating anything that came in front of her water. It doesn't matter if they were algae or fish. In addition to her various invasive diets, her bite is also considered one of the strongest in the world, of course compared to her body size, with a force of 4,075 newtons. This means that if it was the size of a megalodon, for example, it would have been much stronger than it and would have deserved the title of a true sea monster. The reason for the extinction of this type of fish is not sure of it until today. But the possibility that they became extinct due to the lack of gas resources, after the separation of the Amazon basin from the Piranha Basin. And here we are at the end. I hope you have reached the end of the video. We thank you for following up and for your invaluable time. Like and subscribe before you leave, so that we know how many of you have reached the end of the video.